4.9. We have 4.9 gigabytes left, bud, in here. So
4.9 gigabyte.
I didn't want to delete all our stuff because not that I've ever used it, but
Go ahead and delete
Should've.
stuff. Go ahead and delete things.
when you do this, and it's like,
Delete me if you want.
scratch on my shin.
Take me off your phone, baby. Take me off your PC, baby. Delete me from your knife.
Well, you know, when we bought this camera,
Yeah. You gotta have internet, bud.
it was to do live streaming,
Yes.
and it works.
Well,
Yet it was created before that became
before
so
God.
before God, and before that became so popular.
Right.
So, the features that were so cool about it don't really matter because almost everything offers those features now. And in fact,
Right.
it's limited in its hardware and its coding to where you can't even do what you could do on your phone
Yeah.
with
Well,
a
it's kind of
different
like
service.
It's kind of like, hey, cool. You got a Mercedes Benz. It's got heat warmers, like in the 80s. Like,
Mhm.
wow. But now, I went out and bought this Mercedes Benz. It's like, does it have heat warmers? Like every car does.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course it does.
Duh. It's
But yours uses
standard.
like you had to put a log under the seat and somebody started a fire and
right.
you know what I'm saying? It's like
Flintstone.
technically it still worked,
It works.
but when you go back in and say, "Man, my Insta log is not lighting anymore," they're like,
Yeah.
"What are you talking
Huh?
about? Buy a new car."
It's buy a new car. Your car is 5 years old.
And then you say, "Well, okay, can I get one with the heat warmers?" Like, yeah.
Sure.
No, with the law. No, we don't make that anymore.
Well, you have to call.
Or
this
can I get
number.
one without heat warmers? Because that's the only thing that's.
Nope.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
standard.
Nope.
Standard.
Nope.
That's what you're paying for. But I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah. So, the deal is, when we bought this particular
Here, hold
camera
on. Let me roll up the window.
that we're using for this broadcast, or we used for the other shows too.
Yeah.
It would connect
Via the World Wide Web.
via the web, and you connected an iPad, and if that iPad was connected to a soundboard, you could have all these different things that
All these
happened.
cool things.
All these crazy things that it took to just connect a camera. Well, apparently, within the couple years that we've had this, 3 years,
Yeah.
I think we've had it about 3 years, technology's changed so much
Yep.
that, okay, they got bought out by Logitech, which owns every camera.
All of them, yeah.
Yeah. So this has been bought out, and then they've updated it. So their new ones
Uh-huh.
are Logitech cameras that are also could be wired webcams. So you can buy a Mevo
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
It looks different,
All right.
but it's a Mevo. They bought the brand. It's still a live streaming thing, but the new ones automatically connect. Now, they did say, for you idiots that had the old one, don't worry, we haven't totally forgot about you.
Well,
We've patched in a thing to where if you download this app, download this thing on our website, that if you plug in your Mevo to your computer, now it's a USB webcam.
nice.
But
Got to have
we've had a
internet.
lot of problems
Yeah.
with it,
We've had tons of problems.
and we don't have time to address them.
No, because we
So
just
go
bought
to
this custom-
Facebook.
Yes. Okay.
There's a forum,
Mix it
hit
in.
this link,
Got it.
and you can listen to other people have the same problem. There's still no answers, because that's ultimately on the company,
Right.
but you can find out that you're not the only one that has this problem.
Guys, it was Mevo's fault. We bought the company. We didn't know about it. They hid it.
Yeah.
So there was a problem with the Mevo camera. Not really, but I guess the problem is with the Mevo camera, you
Yeah.
got to have internet.
Yeah, it's got to have internet, but another issue would be that, if you plug something
It doesn't
in,
work. That's
if
the
you plug
other
the
issue.
camera in with a USB to a computer, nothing will happen. So unless you have a phone, then you
Oh.
connect it to
To
turn the Mevo on,
Then
to
to
then
back
have
to
it
the
recognized by the computer.
Okay.
You can maybe get it to work. I mean, technically I had it working, but never as a USB.
No.
I've had it working on the
Hey,
network
don't be silly.
I was in, because right now it's looking for cameras, right?
What do you? Okay.
On this.
Basically, what are you asking for? You asking for something like a
Well,
plug and play?
I would
do you
like
think that? You think
the best
technology's
camera.
there? Huh?
It doesn't have to pick up audio,
Okay.
but the best camera that you plug in
Huh?
to this, whatever this is, whatever kind of
That is a Q5. Q5. Yeah.
I mean, it's a mini USB or
Yeah.
it's a USB. They
It's
keep
a
changing
Q5
it.
mini USB port.
It's a Lightning port. It's a Thunderbolt
Sure.
port. It's all these different things.
It's a Fire Stick.
But I need this one to plug into a camera. Okay? And then we'll plug the board in with another one. I've got 2 of these options.
Got it.
And then we can have a board and a camera. And we can just record it. It doesn't have to be live. This is not live. It could be.
Take it on the run, baby.
It's not. And that's just the way life is, dude. Life's not live anymore.
No, man. You gotta live it. You gotta live it and then relive it, dude, to really live it.
So, anyways, it's irritating because you don't. It's kind of like when you buy your
can't have
1980s car,
We can't have nice things.
you don't want to throw it away.
No.
And when you buy a $500 camera, you don't want to throw it away if it still works.
No.
But at the same time, I know that for $85, I can
Yeah.
go buy the camera I want.
Right.
Can
For
I-
now.
Can I trade this one in? No.
No.
Can I sell it? No.
Nope. We
So-
bought it. We're Logitech.
You just
What
have
camera
to
do you
keep
want? Oh, that one? That's owned by Logitech.
And people are like, just have internet.
I spent probably way too long last night looking up same problem, same kind of problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I go back and forth on replacing my engine in a somewhat new, some would call it a somewhat new vehicle, 1999. It's it's pushing
Yeah.
23.
Yeah, so some would
22,
call it
22,
23 years old.
23 years old.
Some would call it new.
Some would call it new, like me. Anyway, and being long tooth as it is, and probably not well taken care of because it was some sort of police cruiser in its first life.
Yeah.
The engine, it's thrown a rod. It's just thrown a rod. So I mean, the engine's strong, but it's not long for this world. When it throws rods, the casings on your pistons, they're going to come loose, or one of your bearings in there, you're going to throw a bear. Doesn't matter. It needs a rebuild, is what
Yeah.
it needs. Technically, it doesn't need a new engine. It just needs a rebuild. So I got up, and it's a pretty easy engine. It's a straight 6, so there's not too much to it. I watched some waterhead pull one out in a couple hours, which is nice. So, just by himself, basically.
Yeah.
But I went back and forth on, do I want to rebuild it or do I want to buy a new one? Now, a new one is $2,300 delivered. No shipping. I mean, shipping's included in that.
Yeah.
That's not bad for a brand new engine. I mean, it comes basically ready to rock. Just stick it, forget it. It's a plug and play.
Yeah.
Or for a master rebuild kit, I can buy for $675. Now I know what everybody's thinking. Well, buy that one, dummy.
No, not everybody's thinking that.
No,
There's some
everybody's just saying, just get a new car. What are you doing?
Well,
What
maybe.
are you messing with?
I would
But
probably just, if I like the Jeep, which I know you do,
I do.
you like the style, you like the ride,
Yeah.
you like all that got figured out, the ride part of it. 'Cause that was an issue, right?
That was an issue. Well, I mean, yeah, the ride part was horrible. It basically just needed new shocks, really. I could have just sprung for new shocks, but
Yeah, but you did everything.
It's set low, so I got a
Good.
3-inch lift to where now it's basically standard, and
Yeah.
it came with all new shocks.
Shocks.
So suspension's
Good.
great.
It rides good. now.
Ride's great.
There's no that, because it had that issue with it hit a bump, that shocks. Sounded like the
It was
coming
yeah.
from togetherness.
It was yeah.
So, I would say,
But I watched a video of a guy
Yeah.
basically rebuilding one, and here's my issue. If I pull the engine, which I'm going to have to anyway, if I buy a new engine, I have to pull an engine.
Mhm.
So I'm out of cherry picker. Now, I could go probably find somebody that's got one and borrow it for a week or 2 weeks, whatever. Or I can just break down and buy one. So that's a cost, that you have to suffer
Yeah, suffer.
for doing either or. The problem is I watched a guy rebuild it. Now there's I don't want to say several tools, but there's tools that you're going to have to get in order to make it easier to put it back together and to make sure you put it back together correctly.
Yeah.
So, you got to mic things out, make sure that your gaps are right on your bearings and your crankshaft and all this stuff, which I don't have.
No.
So you got to go buy those.
Yeah.
And a cherry picker. And it'd be easier, instead of doing it on a bench somewhere, get you an engine stand. That'd be nice. Throw it on an engine stand. That way you can roll that sucker around. And
Yeah.
so if I wanted to completely redo the engine, it's going to be almost as much, really, of getting a new engine.
I know.
So now if I wanted to just do a very quick, easy rebuild, but you don't want to do that because you're pulling out an engine when you've got it out and you got it all apart. You want to replace everything new, so it's basically a new rebuild, a new condition. Now, also, if you go in there and you take it all out, what else is going to be in there that you need to do? So let's say you have to, grind down the valve cover
Right.
a little bit. Well, I don't have that part. So then you have to take it somewhere else and say, hey, can you grind down this head? And they say, sure, $600. We'll do that for you because we have the machine to do it.
Right.
Okay. So by putting this thing back together just with a regular rebuild, I could be out as much, if not more, than just buying a crate motor.
Yeah, I think that, sometimes we put ourselves thinking we're saving money and we're not.
We're not.
I think you just take it. You have so many. At least have one friend. We have made one friend that loves our show. Loves our show, which is rare, and our food. That is a rare combination.
Yeah.
I mean, that is like five
Really-
or six people.
Really,
Maybe like our show and our food.
really rare. I
And
mean,
they
so
own-
rare, I don't even know who you're talking about.
They own a They own a car shop. That's what they do for a living,
Yeah.
and they love you. And you should just take the Jeep there, drop it off, and say, "Can you put a new engine in it?"
Yeah.
And they'd say, "Yeah." And I bet you they'd even quote you probably what it costs because they can get them cheaper
Yeah.
for you to just buy the engine and then have to do it yourself.
Right.
They'd be like, "It's $2,500," and you'd be like, "I thought that's what the engine costs us." And you're like, they'd be like, "Yeah, it costs you, but
Yeah.
we buy these all the time."
Right. And the thing is,
And so we'll put it in for
you're right.
500.
yeah.
And how about you go make your tacos and your comedy and leave this engine because we got the tools.
Yeah.
I know you can do it. There's this. But
No, I
you
know.
have to prove it to
it's-
anybody.
It's something, you start getting gray hair in your beard, and you'll get there sometime, and you start receiving senior day discounts on pancakes at
Yeah.
certain places, and you figure, something I haven't done really in my life is just completely do a rebuild on, either a rebuild or
Yeah.
you know,
And I think that you're right. That is a good idea to
Building
do
one.
that.
yeah.
Not on something, but when you don't have a vehicle,
There is that, but I'm in
you
a,
shouldn't pick the vehicle.
Yeah, I'm in a spot in my life. If it was emergency, I have vehicles around here. The 52 can get me to the hospital. I mean,
Well, right. Or
day,
you could redo the engine on the other Willys. That could be your engine that
true.
you redo.
No, that one's done. That one's done by my brother. I got to do the transmission.
You
on
could redo that.
I
That
gotta
could be
do-
your
that could be
gray
my
hair
That
project.
could be a project. My gray hair project redoing a transmission on a 47. Yeah, I could do that.
But there's nothing sweeter than walking out to your older vehicle, your 99.
My
I got a
whip.
96 myself.
Nice.
And hitting the key, and it just fires right up.
up.
And just sits there and purrs. There's no horsepower, clearly.
No.
It's all, I mean,
Well-
as stock can be.
People say, well, what? Hey, Mexico, Shannon, why are you trying to save a 1999 XJ? Why?
Right.
Why? Well, I'll tell you. Here's the thing. The straight sixes they put in those, they don't have the horsepower. It's not.
No.
I think it's 234 horse.
Right.
You know, and that much in torque. But here's what they don't make anymore, other than maybe a classic 350.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make them bulletproof anymore.
No.
And so, in order to get back into a bulletproof vehicle,
But it's not bullet. I mean, it threw a rod. That's what I'm saying. So it's not bulletproof.
it did, and it's not bulletproof, but it threw a rod at 260-some thousand, and that's with no one taking care of it.
Yeah. Right.
You know, the best person that took care of it was the guy I got it from. That was Skin Man.
Right.
And he babied it.
Yes.
And he fixed a lot of things.
Yes.
That was wrong with it when he got it.
Right.
And so I'm still fixing stuff
Yes.
now to keep it running. And so, cut my losses. Let's throw a new engine in it and get down the road. And get down the road long enough to where the next thing I do is drop the transmission and replace it too. And I had that thought, like, well, if you're doing an engine, do the whole dang power plant and just unbolt that transmission from the linkage and pull the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
And
Put it all back in.
Stab a whole new power plant in there for $5,000-$6,000, and then you've got a new vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah. I think,
For $6,000. Now that's if I did it.
and I think it might be not that far off if somebody else did it, especially who I'm thinking. You know,
You sound like my wife.
if Hobbs does it, they
Yeah.
will give you the best deal.
Well, I've
that
called
they
them.
can
I've
give
called
you.
them a couple times, and they've never gotten back with me. And I don't know if they just don't want to do it, or they're too busy, or what's going on over there.
We got to
But-
talk to the right guy then, because the right guy watches everything we do.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine he'd be avoiding it if he knew that you were.
Well, I know
calling.
my daughter called him once, and he never got back with my daughter on the price, because that was the initial thing. We're going to
Yeah.
slip it over there, and he's going to do the whole darn thing, and charge us whatever he's going to charge us, and then we'd have that thing back by now. And I could deal without it. Obviously, it's been sitting there for a couple months, not moving, because I got a mow under it.
Yeah.
I could still run it. I could probably run it up to Hobbs
Yeah.
if I babied it, and just did 40 all the way there, which I could do.
Mm-hmm.
So it could drive under its own power. It's not like it's completely gone now.
Well, we could get it there. Yeah, we got no issues.
Anyway, I didn't want to go into my woes about and my options, but I did probably 2 hours worth of, do I do a rebuild or do I just stab a new engine in it?
Well, I would probably, if you're going to do it yourself, I'd put a new engine in it. And now you have a parts engine.
Yeah, if you did the whole power plant,
Mhm.
if you did the transmission and the motor and didn't have to separate the two in the vehicle,
Right.
it'd be a lot easier than these guys are making it out to be. It took this guy a day and a half to pull an engine by himself, and that's pretty good. But what he did is left the transmission in the vehicle, and I don't think that's the way to go about it. I think you chain up the engine, you drop the transmission, you take your two motor mounts on each side, and you cut your muffler off of it, and you pull the whole darn thing out of it,
Yeah.
and you call it good. That's what I would do. And then while it's out, if you want to put the transmission back on the new power plant, use the old transmission and stab the whole thing back in, great. But if it's out, why not replace both? That's my thing. Anyway.
Well, it would be kind of cool, if you had new tires, new suspension,
Yep.
new transmission,
Yeah.
new engine, new windshield wipers,
New radiator.
New
water pump.
Yeah, I would say that you'd probably be okay for another couple 100,000 miles, bud, and then we'd be having this conversation in 2046.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And being like, should we do it again?
Well, then that conversation is like, I've got the old one sitting here. Let's do a rebuild on it, and then we'll just swap them.
Yeah, right. I finally got that rebuild
Yeah.
done, dude.
It's at the bottom of the pond. I've been using it for an anchor, but we could pull it back out and rebuild it, dude.
And what's so funny is that we worry about keeping these, all of our 20-year-old. Like when people bought them new,
Yeah.
they still weren't the most popular.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody bought Big Red
Yeah.
20 years ago, somebody else would have 50% of the population would have said, that's a stupid buy. Those trucks are junk,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the same thing for all the vehicles we have. Every vehicle we have, some other person, even if it was new, would say that's junky.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Even comparing it to a comparable vehicle. Like, what do you think I should get? And they would just say something like, well, there's a Chevy Duramax,
There's
2500 silver.
There's a Gremlin.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. They would say a thing.
I hear good things. AMC, I hear good things.
And
you
maybe,
know?
though, we've been driving these 20-year-olds, and we always have, and we keep them going, and, Gold Thunder's still every week pulling something, somehow, amazingly. And, I just think, like, it's got to change at some point. There's got to be a new fleet that comes in.
Yeah.
That's coming, dude. We get our project. We won't have time to make dumb decisions like, should we fix this truck?
Do it,
we sell it. We got new ones.
Yeah.
We got new ones coming. We don't care anymore.
Right.
No. Hey, your truck blew up. Good. Go buy a new one. What do you mean buy a new one? Buy a new one.
Purchase a brand new one.
Go to the car lot. Pick out whatever you want.
Pay them more than they're asking.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Well, do we have that much money? Yeah. Yeah, we do.
I could say that without looking. Yes. Just do it. Ask them if they want gold doubloons.
Yeah, we got that much money.
Yeah, I know. But I'm still no. I think no matter how old and how rich we get, I think there's still something. There's that disease, and it is a disease.
It's
much like monkey pox. It's in you.
It's spread the same way.
And it's spread the same way that you just get that hankering like I should fix what I got. I mean it's here. It's paid for. I can dish out. Maybe a couple grand and get it running for a couple extra 100,000 miles, and then I'll have to worry about it.
See, but don't you sometimes think
that'd be easier just go get a new car and just
no,
jump in and drive it like a normal person?
That the disease is the thing that keeps you from being the person that gets the new car. You know what I mean? Like,
it is.
It's the same thing.
That's why I wear Walmart clothes. I mean, like, I still brag about my boots that.
Yeah. Well, those aren't Walmart boots, but.
No, I still brag about my boots to myself.
Yes.
Not to anybody else, because everybody else is like, those are crap boots. Like,
I'm wearing two different shoes, and they're both Eric's.
There's only 300, $300 or whatever. But I don't spend any money on clothes or obviously to look good or whatever. I have to buy glasses because I got to see. But, so, and these frames aren't any more expensive than the other frames. I mean, I could have got some Jean Paul's, I suppose, that are John Paul II's, frames that are, $600. But, it's nice to have new stuff. I think all my lucky stars sliding on these halfway decent price. They're not like, they are to me.
Yeah.
And they fit really good. And I wish I would have bought the other. Hey guys, you red shoes. Get with the program. I had boots ordered like a year ago. Where are they?
Shipping, dude. That's what they always say now. Shipping.
They're off the coast, dude.
Well, I just think that disease that we both have is like to hold on to. It's like the stupid camera. There's no sense in it.
Yeah.
At all. And
I know.
And it's at the same point where, I can figure out how to get it, and I did again somehow. Had to re-update and figure it out, get it going.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point? Who cares? Nobody cares.
Just go buy something.
Go buy it for $100 and
but
get over your
Here's the problem.
ego.
Here's the problem, bud, with my disease and our disease. Okay, if we do that for one thing, then all of a sudden that light switch is flipped, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
So now we just kill our dogs, get new ones. We leave our wives to go get new ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's a lot of people saying, well, you can't do that. No, you can.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We should do it. That's what I'm saying. We got to flip it. Flip it, because we can't.
Flip the switch.
They can't have it both ways. They can't say, we want you guys to be uber successful, but also don't spend any money doing it. Which one do you want?
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to flick it.
We got to flick that burger, dude.
Yeah.
But that's my fear is if I flick it and say, well, you know what? I'm going to get rid of my 99 for $1,000 for parts. You know what I mean? Just get it out of here. And get it off my property, And I trash all the stuff that I could fix, not easily, but could fix.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like, what holds me back for the rest of stuff,
Nothing.
Nothing holding me back. Now I'm an extra $200,000 in debt, building a sweet house on the back of random dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I pay some other guy 20 grand to dig out my pond because I don't want to do that. Now I got two ponds.
Yeah.
You know, one for koi and one for carp.
Yeah. And just do it. Just go.
And I got a brand new 450 truck pulling up there, dually, that I don't need because I'm not pulling anything.
Yeah, but you can make Bluetooth phone calls.
I know, dude. And I can get my back massaged while I'm doing it.
You know?
I'm sorry.
How many times
I'm not that old. I've just got my back massager on my car.
F-250s pulled up next to us when we're, eating rollers from a gas station.
Yeah.
And we've had some,
We
2019.
just fixed our transmission.
Yeah. Ford pull up and the guy's having like an animated conversation in the air conditioning.
Yeah.
We do that. We see that constantly.
All the time.
I don't know who they're talking to, but I bet you it's about money and what else they're going to buy.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They could be talking about, they could be talking to those people that call about their car insurance, just because they're comfy and they're sitting in a gas station.
But we're no longer
a 40.
I can't. We're thinking we're millionaires now. We're going to think like we're going to. What is it? Gazillion, billions, then trillions, then gazillions.
I told you that the other day, that if you stacked $1 bills
right
back to back.
Yes.
Okay. Now, not up. You're not going vertical. You're going horizontal.
Yes.
And you're stacking your dollar bills up.
Right.
$1 million goes to a football field. You
Yeah.
could stack dollar, not pressed, but you're stacking them to where they're in stacks. Every once in a while you put a rubber band and you stack whatever, $100 bricks
Right.
back to back. You're going, it will reach a football field. So you can walk 100 yards and there's your $1 million.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
In $1 bills.
Mm-hmm.
We do the same thing for $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
You're walking 6 miles.
Mm-hmm. And if you did $1 trillion,
You're, I don't know,
yeah.
probably 100 miles.
Well, you had $1 billion, so you were able to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you had $1 billion.
I mean, that's
You
where
had-
you ran out of. You had like $1 billion too, don't you?
Yeah.
So you stopped at 6 miles.
I stopped 6.2 miles, and I'm
Yeah.
like, there's my last dollar. You know?
Right.
I had to pack a lunch to walk that far.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, it's just so weird that people, and I don't, someone says, I'm a millionaire. I'm like, well, you're poor.
Yeah.
Because the cost of living is,
Well, there's no
Even
difference.
here. you know what I mean? Even here.
There's no difference in making $30,000 a year like we do, and making $1 million.
No, there's no difference. There's no difference.
There's no difference.
The only difference to that, and here's the deal: is a lot of guys like us that are making 30 and they're driving brand new F450s.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Dualies, because they just,
Screw
I'll pay for it, or
Yeah.
I won't. They'll
Yeah,
come
what are you
and
gonna
get
do?
it. Doesn't matter. And then what? Do I go bankrupt in
Start
2
over
years?
again.
I'm gonna go bankrupt again.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. Let me sign up for this credit card real quick.
Oh yeah.
And we see it every time we go gambling. We go to the high limit, and it's one of our favorite things to do. We watch somebody hit max bet on a $25 machine at 75, 75, 75, and they just keep hitting it.
Yeah.
And then they're like almost mad they only win 1,600
Right.
about 20 spins in. And then you have to do the math alert, 20 spins times 75, how much you win. You just
Yeah.
won your money back, but you're still down 600. Keep mashing that button.
Keep trying, buddy. Keep trying.
And that's the funny thing. We see these guys and they win that money. They win
Right.
at 1,600. Then they wait an hour to get hand paid $1,600,
So they've lost.
and they're mad because they lost an hour waiting for $1,600,
Oh, they'll sit there and play that whole time. They'll be down.
and they'll put that back in the machine, and then they'll lose it all and get up and grab a cup of coffee and go home like nothing happened. And it
Yeah.
makes me. I'm not even anywhere. I don't know the person. I don't know the machine. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know where the casino is and how much the money is. But I sit there and watch it. I get violently ill.
Yeah.
I go to the bathroom and just throw up because someone just, in the course of 20 minutes, lost $5,000. And you start thinking, well, what could I do with that money?
And it's my favorite thing.
Guess what? Answer. Do the same thing. Who cares? Money
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
I enjoy watching. That's my favorite thing.
I know. We sit there and we could watch that all day.
Well, and that's got me thinking about when I did thing I thought about when I watched the stupid GameStop documentary,
Oh yeah.
which just come out, is
Yeah.
it reminds you of what all the people they were fighting against were, which was called the short sale. You know,
Yeah.
all these hedge funds that bet on companies to lose.
Yeah.
We would be perfect for that job because we would get enjoyment out of watching them lose.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that's who gets to do it. And they're like, what kind of cruel animals enjoy watching something lose?
Something loose.
And it's
Us.
as I was listening to that, I was like, that's my favorite thing in the world is to watch.
And here's the fun thing about that. A lot of people don't know if you're not around stocks, but you can make money off other people losing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You short
can
sale them.
Short sale, and so you're like, well, yep, it's. At
I'm
this
betting that
price,
they're gonna
and
go-
I'm betting it's going to go this price.
Yeah.
It's going to go lower.
And you get to talk smack on the company,
So
kind of,
smack.
because you're like, you want it to go down.
Yeah.
So you tell you, yeah, I think it's gonna, and then you get enough people to hate the company.
Hate it.
It's beautiful, and as it falls, then you cash out and say, I'm good there. That's my level. That's what I bet it would go to.
Yep.
I'm out on
And it
that
did.
one, and I'll
It
find a
failed.
different company
Now
to
I'm,
fail,
Yeah. Now I'm going to go into.
and I'll watch them fail. You know, and so people were betting on GameStop to do that, obviously, because it's ridiculous concept. In this day, it's like
Right.
having this camera or
Yes.
driving a Jeep. Like, what are you
Yes.
talking about? You buy all this stuff on. You download your games. You don't even need discs. And if
Right.
you've got a disc, you're going to put it in your computer. It's going to have you download something else. There's no point in this, you know. But then there's enough people that are like, it'll still work though.
Let's save it.
Let's save it.
Well, and I understand the nerds. The nerds did it because they didn't want to see they didn't really care about the company. They just wanted to see all these hedge funds babies lose out because they've been short selling everything.
Mhm.
And here's the deal: I see both sides because these guys are betting on something that is useless
Mhm.
and shouldn't even have stock options anyway.
Right.
Like, why are you even a thing? I don't know how many times before that happened I passed the GameStop and like, how is it even? How's the lights
yeah.
on?
It's a great documentary. You'd love it because it's the same thing. They kind of tell you why,
Yeah.
how that movement, but it's been going on long before it just hit the peak of it.
Yes.
But there is a reason. It's not just because to get after the hedge funds. There was a reason for it happening. You know what I mean? As far as people were going to GameStop, and it was all because of COVID to have something to do. So
Right.
they actually did sell more stuff as these people who didn't understand downloading wanted to get their games back, which was an Xbox or whatever, and
Right.
that's the only place they could get their stuff. So it did have more sales. So it wasn't totally false, but
Right.
then the movement behind, oh, it's climbing, now get everybody to jump on board, that was all to go after the hedge guys.
Right.
Which is cool.
Which
And-
is cool.
yeah.
'Cause No
Except
matter
for we
what,
would be that.
no matter what, everybody lost in that.
Like, be the one time I put money in stocks so I can finally watch people lose, I would have put it on GameStop, and then they would have done that. And I've been like, great.
Yeah.
You know, I just lost $800 million.
I could have bought a new engine for that.
It's stupid. We're going to be so rich. Like, you guys write this down.
Yeah, remember where you were.
Yeah, what is today? Like the 30th? Yeah, 30th. By
Just
August
remember where you
30,
were.
2023, not only will we have Donald Trump back in office,
Right.
and most of you guys will be really poor and not out of water. I don't know if you guys have been watching that.
Yep. It's coming everywhere.
It's coming everywhere, dude. And
Yeah.
we're going to be so rich. Oh, we're going to be rich. And not because it's not for no reason either. Not like hitting a scratcher or
No.
my lottery dream home or
We're getting jet skis, dude.
yeah, we're.
I'm getting one.
Well,
He's already got one.
yeah.
I'm going to get a jet ski.
My friend sold me a broken jet ski for
$8 million.
yeah. So I bought it for my dad. It's great. I don't even want to talk about that.
Great story. Anyway, we're going to buy new ones.
Yeah, we're gonna be jet ski rich.
Yeah. And we're going to go to every small lake
Pond,
and pond
river.
and drive over carp, dude. We're gonna load up our jet skis with carp catching bait. We're gonna go after the biggest carp.
I don't know what the thickest. I don't even think they call it thick.
Thick.
The thickest river is. You know,
The Nile, dude.
that's that's wild out there. From what I hear,
Yeah.
that's wild.
That's our goal, dude.
To jet ski down the Nile.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
The whole Nile. We're gonna jet ski the whole Nile, dude. And we're gonna have
Not that big.
No, we're gonna have the locals draw us maps where we're where some indigenous people live, where they shoot the darts, and we're gonna speed so fast through there.
Yeah.
If they could hit me going 60 down the Nile, dude, they're a good shot.
See, but
They're a good shot.
the thing is, dude, once you launch into the Nile,
Yeah,
that's when I'm going to ask my question. But I'm already going to have it started, the jet ski.
yeah.
So when they're trying to tell me, and I
I'll
have
be like,
to do
yeah.
that weird circle
Oh,
move.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Where so I don't get away
Yeah.
and put it in neutral.
Is that right?
in reverse, trying to stay.
Hold on.
They're like,
hold
why
on.
don't you just turn it off? Like, nah,
No,
I'm
it started.
in the water, man. Can you
Yeah.
just talk a little louder?
What?
About where are the dart people?
14 clicks? Kilometers? Miles? With an M?
I can't wait for that. We got 1 year.
Yeah, dude. Well, we're going to have a satchel. We're going to have Ski-Doo snacks and Bibles for sure. So if we run into those, the dart people will just start chucking Bibles at them. And by the time we come back, we'll be on their cave walls, dude.
Yeah.
On a jet ski throwing books, man.
We could get freaking fire suits. Don't they have suits that you can light on fire?
Yeah.
And then just ignite when we get into that area.
Yeah, so they're burning.
So there's two flamers flying down the river
The real Burning Man, you know?
on
the
jet
Nile,
skis.
dude.
On camo jet skis.
Do you think that we could get, like, all the like-minded people like us, like all 5 of them that think like us, to get jet skis and come with us?
No.
Can you imagine that sound coming down the Nile? You've never heard a jet ski ever?
Yeah, I can
And you would
imagine.
hear it like miles away, dude.
Because it's so quiet there.
It's so quiet you can hear God out
Yeah.
there, you
It's
know?
just monkeys. I mean, there's noise, but it's jungle
It's noise, it's jungle noise. And then all of a sudden you hear this buzz and you're like, I'm gonna go find that honey, dog. And it's like, I don't think that's bees, man.
You get closer to the river,
Yeah.
and all the critters are
Oh,
escaping the water.
They're all going up and down
yeah.
the river, away.
Yeah, because they're trying, and then they're eventually like, "What the hell?" They're getting out of the water. 'Cause
Yeah.
they can't outrun
Nope.
a freaking Yamaha jet ski.
No.
Wave Runner. This isn't the '90s either. This thing's got 400 horsepower.
Yeah. And what we'll do is we'll be so rich we'll be able to like buy pontoon boats to park like every 300 miles. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we're going another 300 miles, to gas up.
Gas
and
up, fuel up,
eat
get some
sushi
food.
and
Yep, sushi.
scare the locals away and stuff. And then we just latch on to the old food barge,
Mhm.
have us a good steak, little nap, couple natter days, and
Yeah.
then just jump on a jet ski and
Yeah.
just keep going, replenish the Bible stash,
Mhm.
and then maybe get another pair of Oakleys because ours would probably fall off.
We'll lose them, dude.
We'll lose them, and then just
They're floaties, but we can't find them,
can't
dude.
find them. And when we come back, some of those locals will have our Oakleys on, dude.
Oh, we'll leave Oakley's and
Milk
Cleveland Brown Super Bowl shirts and stuff. Milk.
stuff they don't have.
Yeah.
A couple jars of salsa. Can you imagine like never seeing a glass bottle and then open it up and then
It's salsa.
dipping your stick in that salsa? You know what I mean?
Because first you got to rub it on your face, right? Don't they rub everything
You
on?
smell it. You gotta smell
And
it.
then they put it under their eyes, which would that'd burn.
It'd burn
That
so
would
bad.
burn.
But then they'd eat it.
They'll eat it, yeah.
Yeah, they'd dip the termites in it, dude, and it'd be like, "This is
Ooh, go under the tree, get
yeah,
your
a big old grub."
big old grub, little
Stick it in
salsa
that
on
salt.
it.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, everybody be running over. Did you just freaking triple click me? What's the deal, George?
What's up, George? Taste this grub, dude.
Taste this magic juice, dude. This magic liquid. Oh, don't put it in your eye, George.
Oh, yeah, you did what I did. You're gonna be crying for a week, George. Yeah, I can't wait. That's
That's
kinda,
1 year, dude. And
yeah.
the Nile this time of year, beautiful. In August.
Oh, it's really nice. It's the time to
Africa
go.
in August.
Africa in August is quite
It's sticky, but it's
It's
in parts of it. It's
Yeah.
southern. Go
But,
southern Africa.
I think you start like in Madagascar or something, and I think you go all the way up to Egypt. Is that right?
Sounds right.
Egypt the Nile used to run right through the Great Pyramids like a million years ago. That's how they carved that. But
it's also how they would deliver messages to other pyramids,
Yeah.
because there's like a river underneath.
right.
Drop a goat or something that had a word written on it,
Yeah.
or 2 clicks.
Well, they could
written
also
on it.
send their dead babies in their little baskets, what they thought was dead, and then they send a note and they float them down, which is kind of weird. In India,
Yeah.
that's a different river, but they bury all their dead in India, so we don't want to go in that river.
No, I don't want to go to India.
What's
ever.
what's that river that they bury everybody in? You remember? Like the Thames? No, that's in England.
Yeah.
I think that's in like Europe or something. I can't remember, man. I can't remember. Wherever.
It might be a bay. You know what I mean? It might be.
No, it's not a bay. It's a river.
It could be a.
It's a river, and they put all their.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They put all
They
their.
put the Go-Gurt
the grid-
packages and all their
Yeah.
poop and all their dead people.
Yeah.
That can't be healthy. Then they fish there.
They got dark. Indians usually have dark eyes, and a lot of that's probably
The water they
the water they're
drink, yeah.
drinking.
But to be honest, it's cleaner than the stuff that they're drinking over there. And
Yeah. Where it's flooding in Mississippi, dude. Jacksonville or something. But then I was reading about Pennsylvania, I think, or New
Pennsylvania
Jersey or something.
Hey, come on, get out of here.
There's the health department. They tested 20 homes,
Okay.
which doesn't seem like very many.
Not well.
There's- And in the community that they're in is a community of 20,000 or something.
Yeah.
So-
20 million.
They,
Rufus,
this is Rufus, guys.
go on.
He's gonna breathe in the
Go on. I know, right in the microphone.
So
Go on, dude.
go get in shape, dude.
Yeah.
Why
I
are
know-
you breathing so hard? Go get in shape.
It's a problem with black dogs, dude. Even if they're in the.
Go get in shape. Stop breathing so hard. Did stop for a second. So they did 20 homes,
Yeah.
and they're not conclusive because that's a small sample. But of the 20, 10 had Legionnaire's bacteria.
Oh no.
So they said there's a good chance the water in that whole town, half of it's at least causing half the homes to have the bacteria that's in Legionnaire's disease. They got to do some more testing.
Yeah, dude.
Hey guys, if you test 20 and 10 has it,
10 has it, the
that
whole
means
town.
80% has it,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
50.
Yeah, that's true. Test more.
So, I knew you'd like that. You love Legionnaire's disease,
I love Legionnaire disease.
and it's out there, buddy. It's happening again, and it's in. They're worried about it getting. They said Trenton, which is in Pennsylvania, I guess. Trenton,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. It must be a big town.
It's a big town. I think that's where Chris lives, close
Yeah.
to there. So,
Watch out!
yeah, Chris, don't
Drink the water.
don't drink the water. Keep up with your figs and don't your fig bars. And maybe it's time to go back to your Mountain Dew. I know you cut it out because it's bad for you, all that sugar, but you got to weigh your options. Legionnaire disease, sugar beets. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Probably sugar beets. I would go with that.
it's just strange, It's so strange.
Well, what's strange is it's funny because before I moved out here, I didn't know. I looked up as much as I can about the area,
Yeah, you're.
and I'm in nuclear testing place. I guess they dumped a bunch of nuclear stuff out here. So, and I guess the whole town, state, may have sued them because they had a big cleanup.
Yeah.
But it's still leaching in, if you want to drop a well, so you have to count on, rural water, which it's packed full of monkeypox and Legionnaire disease because you got somebody else that's like, oh, that's fine, just dump some more salt in there or whatever.
Yeah.
Chlorine, what's that over there? What's in that bag? Fluoride? Yeah, dump it in. And so you never know what's in your water. And here's something, this is fun because I have looked at this. Where are we at where we could have home testing stuff for COVID?
Yeah.
So you can breathe into a bag or lick a stick or, I don't know, poop in a box, whatever you have to do to get it tested, but you can't test your own water. Like, there's not a good water, like, you have to go get some sort of chemistry degree.
You can get a chemistry kit probably to test it, but you don't even know what you're...
You don't know what you're testing.
Like, the kit would be limited to, it
Yeah.
tests for iron and
Yeah.
these 3 or 4 substances.
Yeah, maybe even nuclear, but yeah, you
I
don't
doubt it.
even-
It probably
not
tests for,
even-
like, you know, I don't even know what they would have. Iron, maybe fluoride, you know.
fecal matter,
Yeah, fecal matter.
you know.
So
How
you
many flies are allowed to be in water or something like that, but it wouldn't say, hey, you've tested positive for Legionnaire's disease.
Did you know there's probably like a percentage of the country that might even be more than Legionnaires
Oh, yeah.
that would laugh at us for even saying, like, if we told them we drank water.
Yeah.
I know they would be like, you drink tap water? Like, I didn't realize that was such a rare thing.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
It's a huge thing. Like, nobody in New York drinks tap water.
Nobody in New York, nobody in
And what's the funny
California.
is they poo-poo everybody in Mexico because they get the upset stomach
Yeah,
bug
don't drink the
disease.
water
Don't drink
down
the
there.
water. They've been saying that for years. But how many real big cities here in the States can you say, yeah, is this tap water? Good. You know? None. So, I mean, Flint, everybody remembers Flint, but that's not the first one, dude. Like,
Everything's Flint.
you know, you go down to Dodge City and it's like Dodge City's tap water's been chocolate milk since the Earps were there, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's
Yeah,
a long
dude.
time ago. I mean, the Earps would pour a glass of water and
Oh,
they
and
just
get
let-
it caught in their mustache.
get it caught in their mustache,
Yeah.
dude. So, I mean, it's just horrible. And
That's
it's,
where burp comes from.
exactly.
Actually.
That's where it comes from.
They would have bile. The herbs
Yep.
had bile.
The
They
Earps
called
had
it burping.
bile. They said, oh, they're Earping.
It's a
And
wild
someone
burp.
one guy misheard it and said, oh, I got a burp too. No, Earp, dude.
Yeah, and that's where.
But
it
my
started.
thing is that's been that way forever. You know, since someone moved in and drilled a well, they drilled a well in chocolate milk. You know, like, and they're like, this is fine. This is water. You know.
Yeah, you got to remember that. You know, when people first started doing it, they're just British cowboys.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So
With
imagine,
bad teeth.
yeah, imagine a British person.
Yep.
That's who come over here. All of a
Stupid.
sudden, they're very stupid people.
Head full of rocks, dude.
And they get here and they go, well, back in Europe, and it's like, oh gosh.
Jesus, here we go again. You
Yeah.
dug
You did
what,
what?
a whale?
And then they start
All right,
digging,
smart guy.
you know, and they're like, well, hold on. And they always had to dress like priests, you know,
Yeah.
cowboy priests back then. Big, thick wool clothes.
Yeah. Big old huge mustaches to get your water
It's like,
caught in.
man, it is hot and dusty. What are you wearing that for? I'm a cowboy. I'm a British cowboy.
Yeah.
That's what I wear when
like
it's
it?
hot. You know, and then they got the water, and then everybody's like, that's a pretty good idea. And they started following along.
Give me some.
And eventually, somebody's like, hey, we could get more water if we put it in a big old tub up top.
Yeah.
What? Yeah,
How does
air
that,
water?
how does that work?
Hold on.
It's called rain. Are you trying to make
It's like,
rain,
how
dude?
British is this cowboy, dude? And then, like, no, we'll pump it up there and it'll store it and provide pressure for the
Yeah.
whole community. And people are like, what? That's so stupid.
Stupid.
They did it, and it had bugs and legionnaires and everything
They had
else in it
everything
because
up
they left
there.
it open top.
They left it open, and so it had moss on the top.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh, the water tastes weird today." You know, it tastes weird every day, dude.
But then eventually they hired somebody who's like, hey, I got an idea. We'll clean it in this facility.
Now we'll pump it through this filter.
What? You know, what are you? I'm American cowboy, not a British one. Oh, okay.
Oh, you mean your parents were British? You
Yeah.
know? How smart can you be?
And then you just kept going. And then eventually you get to the point where we realize everybody before us has done everything wrong.
Right.
And then-
but we're too lazy to change it.
Right.
So we're gonna leave the lead pipes in, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna keep all the clay pots and the legionnaires and leave it all open to bacteria, and we'll poop right next to it, you know, because we're too lazy to fix it,
Yeah.
or we're too broke. You know, I mean, municipalities say, well, we can't change the water. You know how many times my water guy comes out here for rural water? He checks. I mean, it's religious. I understand you got to check the meter, but normally you just kind of like, you know, I'll check it next
Yeah.
quarter. I'm gonna guess they're using the same amount of water. You guessed right.
Yeah.
You know,
Some people
But he's-
love their job.
they love it, and they're out here, and they say, "Hey, don't park on it." Well, it's not my problem. You know, if it busts, you don't have to fix it. You know, I mean, why did you put it there? Move it off
Yeah, you
my
put it in the middle of my driveway.
put it off my driveway, dude. Like,
Yeah.
move it.
People are gonna hit this. It's
Pretty easy.
my driveway. So I don't know, man. It's weird out there. I mean, if you're looking for water in Mississippi,
You found it, but you can't drink it.
you can't drink it. That's rainwater, guys, and it's fine out of the sky, but nobody said that, so I don't think it is.
It ain't.
People used to say that. Just
collect rainwater.
now if you mention that,
Well,
they're like,
what-
whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
that's
salsa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is everybody's too damn stupid, dude? Like it used to be, someone figured out when they started brewing beer, it killed everything because they boiled it.
Yeah.
So, like, we're dumb enough as a population, we don't even know how to boil anything.
No.
So people out there anywhere could grab some rainwater and just boil the hell out of it, or make a double boiler, collect
Yeah.
the steam. And it's the same thing with ocean water.
Right.
People don't tell you, like, if you boil that and you collect the steam, well, the steam's pure water and there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
It's air water.
Yeah, but what they don't say, like the reason we don't do that is because we've been polluting the air with these chemicals.
Yeah.
And the oceans, and so your steam's pretty bad.
It could be
It's
worse.
got Legionnaires in it.
It could be worse.
You know, and
You're
it's like,
the steam is full of Legionnaires.
what?
And you just drink that, now it's a purified form of
damn it,
Legionnaire disease.
you know. So, trust them. That's why I'm voting this year. Keep on voting,
You got to vote.
and that's
And I'm sorry we stopped. We started with engine troubles.
well.
and-
You hadn't talked to me. It's always an idea we always got going on. We can't talk about what we really want to talk about.
No, I know that's what I was going to bring up is
we did kind
our
of.
mind is full,
Mm-hmm.
of champagne dreams and caviar riches.
Yeah. Our hearts,
Caviar dreams and champagne wishes.
both of them. Our hearts and minds are full.
And, we're probably a good week or two before we can talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's all we want to do
Yeah.
is talk about it and
Do it.
do it and promote it and be happy and be around and take you guys along with us on that journey and stuff. But we're just not there yet, I mean, there's stuff that has to happen. And we're busy doing it.
Yeah.
So,
We're in purgatory.
yeah, man. We're waiting for
The gates to open.
heaven or hell. Just like Dio, dude. We're waiting like Dio on the cusp of where we're going next, man.
Yep.
And Millie don't care. You guys want to see Millie?
Oh, by the way, guys, as we're getting out of here, if you want to listen to something else when we're not on, or if you haven't caught up with our shows on Patreon, but say you have, say you've listened to everything we've ever done twice, and it's like, what else is out there? Nick Hogan is on.
Has he got his own
He's
podcast?
on Twitter, and he's got links on there to his DJing stuff on SoundCloud. And Nick
really-
Hogan,
It's really good. We've listened to it on loop.
yeah, it'll be a big part of our future. But Nick Hogan is Hulk Hogan's son. If you don't know who I'm talking about, and he's also got a daughter, Brooke Hogan. You can listen to her stuff too.
Yeah.
She's got a new album coming out.
She's also got a couple videos you can check out too, I think.
Yep. So I just want, we don't always do that. We don't always promote other. But if we're a fan of it,
Right.
I have no problem promoting it.
And guess what? We're fans.
Yeah.
If you're talking about Nick, we're in.
Yeah. And there's we'll be selling Nick Hogan burritos
Yep. Soon.
soon.
This is Millie.
Nick Hogan burrito is just one tater tot on a tortilla. One frozen tater tot, not cooked.
Covered in cream.
Oh, we have so many ideas. I can't say them though. I'd like to hire the one flew over the cuckoo's nest guy, but we're
We
just
met
not,
him.
We're not there yet.
We met him. The big Indian guy that threw a water fountain. We
Saw
met
him
him
at
today.
lunch
He picked
today.
up Conrad's fork because he wasn't using it, and asked about his Robo Watch. So
Yeah.
shout out to you, buddy. I don't
Yeah,
Didn't catch your name, but you'd know him.
you'll know him, and he'll work. He'll work for us someday.
Oh. Yeah, him and Ditch Rapper. Don't think I forgot about you, buddy.
I'm excited. I mean, I can't. I don't know how long we can keep it a secret, but we gotta wait till tomorrow at least. So
We have. I'm gonna tell you this. I bet
within the week.
next week you're gonna hear about it.
Yeah.
At some point, late for a week from today, which is Tuesday. So maybe give us 8 days, 9 days. By the end of the week, next week.
Yeah.
I'm hooked on a feeling. I got a feeling that you'll be hearing all about it. Maybe pictures to follow. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll throw a video out.
It's gonna get cray.
It's gonna get silly.
So, with that
Until
being,
then, hit some scratchers, send it our way.
Yep, we won't need it in the future.
Tell me down here, what do you think I should do with my Jeep? I'm keeping it. Let's put it that way. It's not getting sold, so don't say sell it. It's too old. I know. I get it. Should
I say
replace
put
the
an engine.
Put an engine, or put an engine in and have somebody else do it. Put them both in. Put an engine in. Trade power.
Because we know within a week there's a possibility that it doesn't matter. We're not gonna have time to do any engines.
Right.
They don't know that, but we know that. And then we'll be rich, and then we can do whatever we want.
I have some Simplies inside.
Simplies. Oh, lemonade.
They're refreshing.
You gonna go have one?
Yeah. I think so. Blueberry.
Yeah.
Watermelon.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Lemonade, and then there's one other. I want to say peach, but I don't
Peanut
think
butter, I think.
I think it's raspberry.
Oh, yeah.
No, blueberry. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think it's blueberry, raspberry, lemonade, and watermelon.
Yeah, and
Lemonade's still my favorite.
watermelon's probably good. Put a little
It is.
salt in it. Salt on the rim.
Little salty rim.
So, we'll let you know what's going on when we can. And at some point I gotta talk about this French cooking channel I was watching, but that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, and we gotta get the guys from Black Lincoln podcast on sometime.
Oh, right. They did, and I just have to tell them when. They've already asked, but it's like, it's that same thing. Like, when do you guys want to do it? When do you guys want us? It's like, I don't care. You know, whenever, dude. You know, we don't plan it like.
Yeah, we don't write scripts, man.
I mean, so you can just jump in and we'll talk to you about whatever. Or, you know, if you don't want to talk, we'll talk about jet ski in the Nile, dude. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, or I'll talk about cooking the France cooking channel.
Hey, my buddies out there, start collecting your grubs because you're gonna get some hot sauce soon.
Oh yeah.
So, start getting your grubs ready.
Salsa, dude.
Salsa, bud. That's my salsa click. Clicky salsa.
With that being said,
Hey, have an okay day.